And we're rolling. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of Mask and Cowl. There is Ben there. He's pointing at you, and my name is Justin. Welcome to the first ever episode. This is a nerdy podcast. We just wanted to start and just talk about things that interest us because we see other people doing it, and it looks really fun. So,
Basically.
yeah, just to introduce ourselves, I'm Justin. I'm just a general nerd of a lot of nerdy things. Tend to like Batman a little bit and grew up liking a lot of the superheroes, but I like Batman, and this is my brother Ben. He likes Spider Man the best,
Yeah.
and so we
We
came up with this idea of Mask and Cowl because we're trying to decide which one's better, Mask and Cowl, and which one what are even the differences between a mask and a cowl. What do you think about that?
always thought I always thought it was just the chin's exposed with a cow, their face of some sort and mask is completely covering. That's always been like, I don't know, my thought on it, but is that it? Is that the only
Well, I
difference?
did I did look this up a couple times now. The first time I looked it up, it was saying that a cowl is usually like an armored piece of like face wear, which made sense to me because like with Batman's case, a lot of times it is kind of
Batman's
armored and
human.
stuff, whereas a mask is not. But now this is just Google AI overview, and I'm not really going to look into all this right now. But the right now the Google AI overview says that a cowl is typically a loose hooded garment, sometimes attached to clothing, while mask is a separate item that covers the face. So I guess it's like an attached piece, like because it is connected to his cape
I
usually,
guess. Because
and
when he
it's a
when he
little bit
slips it
looser.
off, it's like
Yeah,
still hanging off the back. With
yeah.
Spider-Man,
Usually, most of
he
the
can take the
time,
whole
yeah,
thing off.
yeah. That's true. Very true. I'm
Yeah.
not sure which one is better though. I guess we'll have to figure that out over the course of multiple podcasts. But so we like movies, we like TV shows, we like video games, and we
We
like
like
hot takes.
superheroes. We like,
Superheroes,
nerd culture.
nerd
I'll
culture.
leave mainly the gaming for you. I'll probably be the best at everything else. Just kidding.
We'll see.
But
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see
But
about
yeah,
that.
I'm definitely more in the gaming sphere, but I'm going to be working at getting you more involved in video games now that you are out of school
Um,
and on your own and stuff and have more free time.
I'm probably like 10-15% through Dead Space, so
Oh, nice. Um, I think
I don't.
sometime soon we'll be talking about something I'm very excited about. I actually took off for it. We have the Game Awards coming up next month. What's today? It's the 11th. I think it's a month from today. I think December 11th is the Game Awards. I've watched it every year for the past probably 5 or 6 years. I don't know why. It's by far, in my opinion, the best gaming or not gaming, but award show. Like like I don't really care about like the Oscars or anything, but the Game Awards is just super fun, super exciting. There's a lot of announcements usually. There's a lot of like weird cringe stuff that happens too. But overall, it's a really fun experience. A few years ago, you've heard of Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
When Elden Ring won, it won Game of the Year at the very end, and so they have like a big stage or whatever, and like three or four at least of the producers and the writers and everything for Elden Ring went up on stage. This was like the final thing. This was the big thing at the very end. It was the Game of the Year award. That's the last thing they do. And like 4 rows from the front, some kid gets out in a suit with them and walks up, and security didn't catch this. And he walks up there with them and is just kind of standing up there with them, and he just looks like he's part of the group or whatever. And they all give their speeches and accept it or whatever. It's mainly just the one or two main guys with his like crew
Yeah.
around him. And then after them, this other guy steps up and he gives a speech wanting to thank his rabbi Bill Clinton and all this stuff. Like he just said like the weird craziest stuff, and it was just really random. And everyone's like, "What? Who is this guy? What's he talking about?" And you can see the guy, the developers in the background, like, "Who is this guy?" He's just like giving thanks to Bill Clinton. It was apparently his rabbi and stuff. It's
As a
weird. And
rabbi.
now he's just got this super cringy YouTube channel where he like interviews people in like a really trolly way or whatever. But it got him some
Huh.
fame that way or whatever. And then ever since then, the Game Awards has had a lot better security. But
Yeah,
um,
I would imagine.
yeah, they are much
Wow.
better about catching people doing that kind of stuff. That was kind of crazy with that happening. But
Yeah.
that was a good time.
I don't think I've ever watched any of the game, like not game to game awards, but like any award show I might see clips somewhere else, but like I like hearing, oh, this is an Oscar nominee or three-time like all that stuff. Like that's cool, all those accolades. I just honestly, I don't even care. I feel like it's the same type of people who will watch like the late night shows. Like who actually
Yeah,
watches that? I mean,
yeah,
for the
no,
gaming awards, that's a little different.
no, no, yeah, I
But
agree 100%. Like the Oscars and the Grammys and all that, I never had any interest or whatever. And I love movies, but it never interested me about that's like, I mean,
yeah,
props to those guys for winning, but at the same time, like, I don't know, it just wasn't super big interest. Um, I don't know.
yeah,
There's just something about the Game Awards themselves. Like over half of it, I would say, is like announcements for gaming stuff. Like when Smash Ultimate was coming out, um,
almost
which
like
you
a San Diego Comic Con thing.
kind of, it's like one big night. It usually lasts like 3 hours. It's like a live stream that's like around 3 hours long, and there's just like they'll give out one or two awards, and they start trickling out with like smaller awards, and then through the night they get kind of bigger and bigger, and then at the end it's the game of the year. But between sometimes they'll do two or three awards at a time, but then between those they'll have like huge announcements or reveals of games upcoming or like brand new world premiere announcements and stuff like that. They do like the big thing like game announcements became really big when Smash was relevant and out. When Smash Bros was like getting new characters all the time. Um, I don't remember which ones showed up at Game Awards specifically, but I know that like they had at least one or two that were big that they announced there. Might have even been the first one. Joker from Persona might have been announced there. I don't remember to be
I have a
honest, but
bone to pick with Smash. I mean, like
oh
I
yeah, you've
love
been
the
playing that
game.
recently, right? You got that recently?
No, I did actually. You're right. I haven't played it recently, but like it was frustrating, and I had to go to like Facebook Marketplace to get it because, despite it being out for like 8 years at this point, 7 years at this, like it's been out a while, and it's
Mm-hmm.
still like 60
Oh yeah,
bucks.
no. Uh, Nintendo games do not go down in price ever. Uh,
That's
the only
ridiculous.
exception, because Walmart, I guess, has their own, like they run their own economy or whatever. Like Walmart will usually, if you're going to buy a Nintendo game, it's best just to go to Walmart, even if it's brand new. Because Walmart, I don't know if they still do this, but they were doing it for a while where they would just sell it for $10 cheaper because they could.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nintendo games, if anything, they go up. Like Tears, Breath of the Wild came out when Switch first came out. I think that is still a $60 game.
That's ridiculous.
They don't go down. GameCube games, even like resale games, are expensive. Like Nintendo games hold crazy value. Pokemon games, ridiculous. Like there was a thing years ago at my last job. It was when I wanted to get a Switch this way. I don't think I ended up. I don't remember if this is how I got my Switch or not. But I know people who did get it this way. There was like a thing where GameStop messed up with like a trade-in value thing, to where like if you were trading it towards something or whatever, there was some deal they had to where basically like they hadn't marked down, they hadn't like coordinated with like there was a handful of games that Walmart and Target and a few other places were discounting that week or weekend or whatever, and it hadn't been
Yeah.
coordinated because apparently they do coordinate with each other. They hadn't coordinated with GameStop or whatever. So GameStop had like a trade 4 or 5 games in and you get like a 250% bonus on your trade in value, which was crazy or whatever. And on the list of games was like 5 or 6 games that was being discounted for clearance at the like places. So you'd have to go to like 3 or 4 stores to get the games, but if you could get them and get there in time and get them from like Walmart, Best Buy, Target, wherever it was that had these games that they were just kind of getting rid of really cheap, you could get an insane profit by taking them immediately going over to GameStop across the street and trading them in. And then you would use that to like buy a handful of Pokemon games from GameStop, and because they retain their value so high, it would actually be you weren't allowed to like trade them back into the same GameStop, but like in where I lived in Florida, there was 3 in the area, and the person I know and other people online that were talking about this would go from that GameStop. They'd go to the other GameStop. They'd trade in those Pokemon games, get another huge markup, and within like 4 or 5 trips, you would just cycle around. Within hitting games a different GameStop like 4 or 5 times, you had enough to just buy a Switch for free. it was crazy.
That's
And GameStop, it was like a viral moment or whatever, but it was kind of a cool thing that they did or whatever, because once they realized what they did, they put out like a tweet or whatever saying like, oops, that's on us or whatever. Better get to it before Monday when we decide to fix it or something like that. Because it happened on like a Friday, a Thursday or a Friday, and they're like, oh well, we messed up. Have fun, go for it. like
oh,
oh,
that's pretty
so I
chill.
was
That's
like,
not like
yeah,
GameStop.
yeah,
That's not like
that's not
GameStop.
like them, especially lately. This was like, and this is pretty early. I'd say this is like the first 2 to 3 years in the Switch's life cycle, which is probably about 5 or 6 years ago at this point, at least. Um, you
Yeah.
said Smash, though. You said you got Smash. I wanted to give you a little tip though for unlocking people. I don't know if you know about this, um, but there's multiple ways that Smash um, triggers a character um, unlock fight, um, and the easiest way to do it is actually by distance traveled. So
Just running back and forth.
yeah, yes. So technically, if you just make yourself a custom game or whatever, and just have like an idle, not an NPC, but like have a second player with another controller that you're not moving or whatever, so they don't get in your way, and just put them out of the way, and then just take a character who's fast like Sonic or whatever, and then just get like a flat plane, and then literally just run back and forth from side to side for 20 minutes to put a timer on for 20 minutes. After that, every single match that will accumulate enough for every character distance, and so uh, every single match you do, then you could just play the game like normal and just have fun. You don't have to worry about unlocking. But after every single match you do, another character will be ready to fight.
Mm,
It cues them all at
yeah.
that point, and it was great. That's how I unlocked them all pretty early. I think I have all the DLC. I was, man, I'm so disappointed in myself because my number one character who I always wanted. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. I have a poster around here somewhere, but I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan, and it was just like the ultimate, most requested by far character for the entire series for like the past three games was Sora, who's the main character from Kingdom Hearts, and he was the last
The
person they
key
added, and that
sword.
was the Keyblade guy. Yeah, I need to put those up. I have the Keyblades too. I need to put them up somewhere. I got a lightsaber back there.
See that.
Let's see. Um,
But they
what's
added
what?
Sora.
Yeah, that
They
he
added
was the
Sora.
final person they added, and it's like and it was just a huge thing. Like I remember going to work that day and finding that out, and there was this little chubby kid I worked with who was also a Kingdom Hearts fan, and I told him about it. He hadn't seen it yet. He was just a really
Yeah.
awkward little kid, and man, he was so excited. He could not wait to go home, and like look into. I think he like on he had like a 5 minute break at some point to go do something, and like he went and watched it on his phone when the rest of us were dealing with something that he had like a little bit of a break time or whatever. He was just so excited. That day was just awesome. That's probably the hypest
Heck
Switch
yeah.
reveal. I talking about the Game Awards and the Smash reveals and stuff. That's just like peak hype for me. And unless Nintendo does another Smash, I don't know if they're going to ever like the Smash reveals were the biggest thing. That's what got me into game reveals was the Smash reveals or whatever. Like those were just the most hype moment. You'd watch everything Nintendo did, every like direct, which is their little showcases they do every like 3 or 4 months. Um, any ones that's like third party, but it could include them or whatever. Like anyone who was like really into Smash would just watch them, just hoping we get another reveal. And for those like 2 or 3 years that they were making characters, that's just it was so good. That was a super hype moment.
Mm.
Like I missed that. Um, looking forward to that. My favorite game of the year. I don't think you've played any new games this year. Um, but we're talking about game of the year. My favorite game is very unpopular because everyone's talking about the forerunner. I think is definitely a shoe in to win. Is going to be it's called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It's a technically it's an indie game. I think I could be wrong about that, but it's a very small team. There's like 33 or 34 people who made it, but it's a really well made game. Um, it's a turn-based game, which I'm not really a fan of usually, but it implements a parry system, so you can parry and
What's
counter.
it called?
Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Um,
It's obscure.
yeah,
Oh,
literally.
Claire. Okay.
and it's
Hmm.
it's like made by some French developers. I think they actually are ex Ubisoft developers, so they used to do like Assassin's Creed and stuff. Um, but they made it and is really good when it came out. It was like the talk of the town. It's like kind of stayed throughout the whole year as like the forerunner. There's a few other games that have come out more recently that may have a chance at least competing. I don't really think anything's going to beat it just from the hype alone. But I don't know if you've heard of Hollow Knight, but the sequel to Hollow Knight finally came out this year, Silk Song. And there's Death Stranding 2, which might get in there. But Hades 2 is also one that I think might get in. That's another indie game. Very good, very, very good year for indies. It's been crazy. But my favorite is Night Rain, which is super divisive. It's Elden Ring Night Rain. It's a spin off multiplayer roguelike ish game that I don't think you know what roguelite is, but we'll get into that eventually
No.
down the road. It just means that every run is different. Every time you jump into it, it changes, but it's not really a
That's
roguelike.
crazy. Yeah,
Um,
and not to, I I don't obviously I haven't played like a ton of games, but I don't know if I think I told you before. I played Elden Ring like one time,
it's
and it
pretty
was
good.
at your place. You
Oof.
had gone and you just asked for me to, house sit or something. So I came over and I was just on the PS5. I was like, I just want to play PS5 because it was relatively new at that
Mm.
point. Um, and the disc that was in there was Elden Ring, I think, and I was just like, Skyrim isn't that bad. How hard can this be? And I loaded up and I kept like I think I might have killed your horse or something. Like I kept
Mm.
doing all this stupid stuff, falling off cliffs, and then I go to just like a stone castle, and I get absolutely whooped by some. I don't. It was real bad, and so I was just at that moment I was like, yeah, I don't want to. This is too much. I just shut it off.
Yeah,
But
I would say I've played a lot of the Souls games, like Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Elden Ring. Now is the new one or whatever. Night Rain plays very different, but it's all like it has the same core mechanics. It's just like kind of faster, and in my opinion, out of any of them, it's probably the easiest to get into. But before that one came out, I would say Elden Ring is the easiest of the of all the Souls games or whatever. So if you're struggling with Elden Ring, which you're supposed to struggle with Elden Ring, you're supposed to struggle with all these games. That's the point.
and
Um,
also like this is at a point where you probably already beat the game. You're just playing around, and I had never played it before, and I just pick it up, and I'm like,
yeah. So I mean,
what
you
is
could have
all
ran
this?
into
Like,
anything at that. I mean, it's open world at least, so
yeah.
it could have been something small, or I could have just been in a really hard area. I don't know. But I started playing with my wife, play multiplayer and carrying her through that or whatever. We got a couple hours into that. But yeah, yeah, I like Night Rain. That's going to be a big hot take, but I actually like Night Rain more than base Elden Ring. Elden Ring is not my favorite of those. That's a big hot take. I actually submitted that as a take to a podcast a few weeks ago on hot takes, and
Not
I got
escape pod.
no, not the Escape Pod. Shout out, but it's another one with two other brothers, but they pretty much exclusively talk about games.
Called Two Brothers.
Two brothers, interdimensional cable, so good. Um, but yeah, oh man,
You
I lost
submit
my
it
train
as
of
a
thought.
question to them.
Yeah, I submitted it as a question to them, or they wanted hot takes, and so I submitted my hot take, and for that one I finally got picked for it, and it was that Night Rain is actually my third favorite FromSoft game. That's the company who makes them, and I said that the only ones who are better are
But
Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, and I said that's right. I think Night Rain is better than Elden Ring. In reality, like it's a little bit of rage bait, but at the same time, it's like is which
it's
one
like
is it?
people who like Miles Morales over Spider-Man PS4.
Yes, which oddly enough, one of those
Nope.
guys does. One of those guys does.
Yeah,
I
well, that
don't.
guy's.
I love Miles Morales. I think that game is great. It might be better than two. It's close.
I don't know. Two had a lot of problems.
Two did have a lot of problems. I still enjoyed it. But man, I just like looking back on it now, not being so rage baited by it. Spider-Man PS4, I can really see and appreciate just how great that story is. Like that's
Yeah,
a fantastic story.
the first one.
The first one, yes, yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
I really disliked that game for a long time. It took me so long to beat that game
Why?
because I hate the web swinging in that game. I
That see, you've
loathe it.
always said that, and I don't understand it.
You've played Spider-Man 2, like the
But
Toby one.
what's wrong with the web swinging?
Like with
Is it
the
because R and L are not each hand?
well that would make it better, but also like that it should be that way in my opinion. That was better in the Toby PS2 GameCube one for Spider-Man 2 where each hand coordinated to a side whatever. You had so
Yeah.
much more control momentum. They tried to make it better in 2 in Spider-Man 2 for the PS5, but honestly it wasn't that much better.
I
Um,
don't know if this is a hot take, but as far as the Spider-Man 2, I I did not like trying to make Spider-Man an aerial character with the web wings. I get web wings has the whole story. I think it's something cool you can make as like a gadget and incorporate that in some way, but I feel like
the web wings made
it
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 um, faster.
it made it makes it fat. I know, but you're catering to people who like I don't want to swing all the way to the other side of the map. That's Spider-Man. Like if you don't want to do that, fast travel, do something. I don't know, but the whole like we're riding these wind tunnels.
I'm
It kind of
not
takes me out of it.
I 100% agree that it's not very Spider-Man-y, and I would rather be swinging, just not in those games. I used the web wings as much as I possibly could when playing Spider-Man 2
Yeah, that's
because
crazy.
it kept me from having to deal with the swinging that just infuriates me. So I would be web
I
winging
didn't.
as much as possible.
One thing about that game also, like, as far as with the web swinging that I didn't notice till somebody pointed out to me is, if you look at how Peter versus Miles swings, um, Miles they makes Miles very much more acrobatic, I'll say, and like Peter has just got like the most basic swings when he's swinging around. It's kind of like really, like, I get we're trying to push Miles to be the guy, but like I think we could have done a little bit better with Peter's swinging, animation, whatever. Listen, that I wouldn't have cared about if the story of the game was actually good,
Yeah.
but they laid an egg. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into Spider-Man 2 because that'll get me all amped up. But yeah, have
Speaking
you
of
have you
what?
huh?
No, what were you gonna say? I want you to finish your
I
thought.
was just gonna ask what like have you been watching any TV shows or movies or anything in that
Yeah,
realm recently?
I mentioned this briefly, but you're like, no, save it for the pod. Me and my wife are currently doing a rewatch of Stranger Things because she has never seen the she has seen season 4. She went over to a
The
friend's
heck?
house like when it came out just to hang out with that person, and that person was a fan, so they watched it, and she had never seen the rest. She wasn't interested in it before,
Yeah.
so she didn't watch it with me or whatever. I watched season 1 when it first came out, and everyone was hyping it up. I hated it. I was like, okay, this show's just not for me. And then I left it alone for years. Season 2 came out. I didn't watch it. Season 3 either just came out or was about to come out. And I said, okay, let me give this another try. And I watched season 2 and rolled right into season 3. And I was like, man, I like this a lot more now for some reason. And so I watched season 3 and that got me hyped. And then season 4 came out and still hype. Um, man. So we're doing a
Yeah.
rewatch, right? I'm thinking about like where I'm ranking them because my ranking might be changing now that we're doing a rewatch. Because
Yeah,
originally
that's
I hated 1, and after doing a rewatch, I don't hate 1 anymore. I like it. I just don't know where I'd put it.
I think well, it's funny with your situation because it's basically my situation too, where uh my wife had not she didn't really watch Stranger Things. I think she started season 1 years ago around when it first came out and didn't like it, so she didn't finish it. And then when season 4 was coming out, I wanted to watch it, and so obviously I wanted her to watch it with me.
Hmm.
And so I just gave her like a 15-minute, 10-minute video that was on YouTube of like summarizing the first
Oh
3
yeah,
seasons just to catch her up. And it did a decent job. There were still some things that I was like, oh yeah, I'd like turn to her. I was like, by the way, we do it like that. and she was still like, it's okay, but she still doesn't really in that like that interested in it. So like to rewatch, that'd be a lot of time, and she doesn't want to do that. So I don't know if I want to dedicate that much time to rewatch, but
I feel like
it's
there's
something
just
I
a lot I don't remember, and so that's why especially with season one. Like I've only seen all of it one time before, and that is a show that people I think rewatch a lot if they really
I
like it.
think season one. I think to your point about on this rewatch, you appreciate season one more. I think a lot of season one that I didn't like is because we were lacking the context that is given in later seasons.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I did not like season one, and I don't know. I seriously doubt we're gonna have the same reason. Um,
Who's okay? Yeah, okay, yeah. Because
I
I had a
seriously doubt we're gonna
question
have the
queued
same
up
reason.
for you that was gonna be a big factor in how I feel about season one. Um, but what?
I
Go ahead and
be,
finish yours
be,
part.
well, because when I talk with people about like season one, people that like loved it, or even people that didn't like it, I did not like the 11 stuff in season one.
I agree.
Like, let's just take out the rest of the show, just season one.
Mm.
I found the plot about these four friends playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then there's an actual monster on the loose taking people to this upside down realm, interdimensional being. I found that to be so much more compelling
Mm-hmm.
than there's this girl in a lab who can communicate
Yep.
telepathically, and it's in this black nowhere
Mm-hmm.
water drip. Like it was just it seemed out of place.
Yep.
I was like, I want to go back to Hawkins. I don't really care about 11, and she's a young girl actress. Like she's whiny and not
Okay.
whiny because she can't really talk, but she was like, I don't know, she's kind of annoying. And then you got the whole romance with Mike. And listen, well, listen. Oh, you haven't watched the newest episode of Escape Pod, but
No, no, yeah, I don't know. We're not cross streaming talking about other podcasts yet. We're not
it's
fanboying
there's.
over here, but
I'm just telling you,
we
there's
do like
something.
Alex and Andrew
There's a take they talk about. I'll just leave it this. There's a take they talk about that like
for season two.
it hurts me. It's just the whole show. But so
Interesting.
far, as Alex has only seen the first two seasons, so they both agree on something that is just because um
Okay,
I
I
guess
feel
we
like I
should
have
just
an idea of where it's going, but yeah, okay, gotcha.
okay. I feel like we could also like rank the characters and have similar rankings. But anyway, the first season, I haven't seen it since around when it first came out, so I could probably use rewatch. And I think with what we know,
Hmm.
I would be like, oh, actually, that was so cool. They foreshadowed that, or that, blah, 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 blah. I could say those things. But in the moment, I was like, I don't care about this. You're like, because that was just, it almost felt like it was just supposed to be a one season story. And I was just like, I would have much enjoyed this story if it was just the Demogorgon and the boys. Um,
Sure.
but
I
yeah,
will say, like, there's bits and pieces of that I agree with, and bits and pieces I disagree with. I will say for season one specifically, um, I think the Will story and all that, like
the
it's all
story.
connected. It's all connected. So I understand you need 11, and all, but also all of with season one specifically, all the next season's 11 kind of takes a back seat in season two, which it is hurting because of that. To be
I have a, I
honest.
have a, I have a compare. I was thinking about this. And I have a comparison for you. You proceed because
Okay.
it reminds me of something
Um,
else. Another
but I
hot
would
take
say
of mine.
season three and four really like all the L stuff you get in those elevate season one because you actually understand more about her. Like later L understandings help season one, in my opinion. In season one, I didn't care. Like you said, I didn't care as much. I cared, as much as you would about like this little girl who's abused and needs, a family and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like to that extent or whatever. But like there's a little bit like I don't know, like her stuff is just so much better later on, in my opinion. Whereas
I think so too.
Will
I
has been
think
sidelined since season two, and Will's strongest stuff, like Will was sidelined in season one, and it's still like, what's going on with this kid? How is he still alive? That was like a
poor
thing with me.
kid
I'm like, how long he's been in here like a week? How is he not dead from starvation? Like, what's going on?
because Barb died immediately.
Well, she got eaten. Like Will's just been hiding and
Yeah,
surviving, but
not
like
to bring
how?
not to bring up too much side extra, but why are people obsessed with Barb? Like
I
it's
don't
been
know.
like
That also upset
the
me
first
the first time
season,
I watched it. Now I kind of expected it. I guess
the
spoiler, by the way.
first,
But
but like
yeah, like I was
we're up
like,
to season 5 and people still bring up like, is Barb coming back? I'm
I
like,
don't
she
know.
is dead. Like,
Yeah,
what are
okay.
we doing?
Um, but no, I really like the boys and the D&D stuff. Whatever. Like it seems like in all these seasons there is, and with almost every show probably there is at least two subplot or two plots going on, and they're like interwoven, and by the end of the season they kind of come together, which I like. That's good writing or whatever. But who's your favorite character?
Um, it's gonna be everyone's favorite, Steve.
Okay, see,
Steve is
yes,
Steve is the goat.
Steve's the goat. I love Steve, and I hate Steve in season one. I think that's why I don't like season one that much,
Yeah.
because Steve is terrible in
Um,
season one. But I will say
let's
he's
just
also he's consistent. Like you see Steve's transition towards the end of season two. Like you see him kind of struggling with that stuff or whatever. You see that he's not
in,
bad.
in season 2 or 1.
One in season
Okay.
two, Steve's
He's actually
barely
good.
in season two. Honestly, doing this
Yeah.
rewatch, I think he's going to be in a bit of the last. We have two episodes left on our rewatch of season two. Um, but he's like in the beginning a little bit, and then Nancy runs off with Jonathan to go do espionage stuff.
Are you a Jonathan guy?
I like Jonathan. I just don't know. Like I don't know who I like for Nancy.
I don't.
I almost think both of them are too
Honestly,
good
I
for
don't.
her. I used to really like Nancy, and now I'm like, I don't know. She's just
I've
kind of
never liked
awful.
Nancy. I've never liked Nancy, but
Yeah, I don't know. She's fine. Um, man, season one. I was thinking about like season one. I think Elle's probably my least favorite kid, to be honest. I like all the other
I
kids
mean,
better.
I think Mike is the only one that's arguably worse.
I don't think Mike is worse.
I don't like
I think
Mike.
Mike and
I've
Lucas
never
are
liked
about
Mike.
the same. Oh, I like Mike. I do like Mike.
Lucas gets on my nerves a few times. I think, if I remember correctly, but
He's
I think
really
with season 1,
he's really whiny about like we need to go tell the parents about Elle. We need to like he's Lucas is just not
yeah,
on board the entire season. He's just like really butting heads about like he doesn't want to be involved, which makes sense. That that would be probably most people's thing or whatever. But like
yeah.
either
But if you're that guy in
either
those kind of
get out of
shows,
the
like
way or
you're gonna get annoyed with
help.
those characters. I
Yeah.
think just what took me out with season 1 is, again, we have to go back in this like with retrospect of like, this is like the first season comes out, you have no idea about the lore that's gonna like show up, what's gonna happen,
Hmm.
and the Demogorgon, that's a leap that you like. What I'm trying to say, not mentally, but like logically, I guess, have to make of like, oh, this alter universe thing. But you can say like, oh, it's this whatever. You can reason it. But then it feels like they're adding another level of a leap for that we can't explain it, but there's this psych psychic girl in a lab, who has powers, and it's just like that. It felt unearned when I first watched it. Now in hindsight, after all that stuff, you're like, okay,
I mean, I think that this has been said a lot, but I think like it's clearly like this show is like just all of the classic like 80s horror-ish tropes
tropes.
just thrown together.
Yeah,
So you've got your psychic like girl and stuff, like you've got like the D&D stuff. You've got like so many homages to other stuff like Jaws, and like the Stephen King influence is
yeah,
super crazy huge. And I feel like a lot of Stephen King stuff has that like those like psychic or like whatever character, like it's just kind of there,
yeah.
which I feel like a lot of it I don't that's just never really been a huge thing for me, but I
So
don't know.
why, so why did you? Because we both like season 2 a lot, and it seems like that's what really got us really into it. Because I did watch season 1, and then season 2 was when I really went like, oh, okay, I
Yeah,
really
I
like
like this
this.
show.
The first one was just like almost like everyone was watching it, so I felt like almost peer pressure watch
Yeah,
it, and I was kind of like, that's okay.
yeah,
But season 2 was when I was like, okay, this I can get
yeah,
with. So
I'm in.
what
Yeah,
was it with you?
I don't remember. I just remember liking it. And I mean, now so with the rewatch, like I said, I've got two episodes left, so something could happen in these two episodes that really just like gets me in where I really like it. I will say, like I said, season one, I liked it a lot better on rewatch. Season two, I'm liking it less than I thought I did, but I think I still like it better than season one. There's like season one, all the problems I had with season one the first time I watched it. Now that I have a lot better understanding from the rest of the show and I like all these characters, all those problems I had with it originally don't bother me anymore at all. Like I don't have any of those same problems I did. Now it's just kind of like little nitpicky stuff. Where like certain characters' motivations don't quite make sense or line up, or
Makes
like
sense.
the acting or like the writing is like a little bit off in certain places where there's certain things that don't quite make don't work for me super well. But overall, I really did not like season one the first time I watched it, but now I do like it. I think
I
like
think I
right
would too if
now
I went back and rewatched it.
with 2 episodes left, I probably with 2 episodes left, I might like it a little bit more than two right now. But I don't know. It's very close. There's a lot I like in two, but two is lowering for me.
I
But
think
there
for
might be
me,
something at the very end. I remember. Spoiler alert. Um, I remember what happens to Bob. I remember really liking Bob. I don't remember
I
why.
did too.
Because right
It's
now
Sean
I'm watching
Astin.
it. Well,
He
yeah,
doesn't.
yeah, everyone likes Sean
Yeah,
Astin. But like I'm watching it and I'm like, Bob's just kind of okay. Like I remember like the first time like really liking Bob. Maybe it's the fact
well,
that
I
like I
think
kind of
it's
expected
because
him to be
yeah,
bad or something. I expected
yeah.
him to like turn, and he
You
just
expected to
doesn't.
hate him.
You
Yeah,
expect to hate him. You expect him like he's playing this character who in every like 9 times out of 10 when this character trope is in there, it's fake or whatever.
yeah,
But Bob is not. Like Bob has already. I'm 6 episodes in, and Bob has seen some crap that would have made anyone else be like, "This is crazy. I'm out." And like he just rolls with it. And then like what happens with him, which hasn't happened yet for me in the rewatch, but I just remember because that's just ingrained. Like that, if anything, that's probably what you're talking about with that moment. Like what got you in was probably that. And like people were like, I wonder if Barb can come back. Like for years, I was like, can we bring Bob back? Like, can Bob get rid? But
yeah.
no.
Who cares about
Um,
Barb?
yeah, bring
Honestly,
Bob back. Justice for Bob.
yeah.
But
So
no.
that's actually, I think that's the same answer. Not Bob specifically, but it almost is like I want to kind of compare it to the. This isn't the comparison I was going to make initially, but Alien versus Aliens movies.
Mhm.
How like the first one, there's Demogorgon. You hardly see the Demogorgon at all, if I remember correctly, until like the last
Yes,
episode or
one
two.
or two
So
episodes.
like
Yeah, I
there's
think
this
the second one.
boogeyman the whole
Hmm.
season that you just like. I want to see it. I want to see it. And it was in not very many shots. But then in season two, like the advancement of this isn't just one weird creature. Like this is like a whole like hive. Like the demodogs scared the crap out of me. Seeing them come out of that hole,
I
I think
forgot there
in
was
place.
more. I forgot there was a lot. I just knew about the
Yeah,
D'Artagnan one. I remembered him, and so I've been watching it. I completely forgot there was multiple, and we just got to the scene last night when we were watching an episode. We just got to the scene where they're in the bus with Steve, and they're trying to draw in and trap Dart, and like they're like, why isn't he coming all the way in? So Steve's like, okay, just get ready to light the stuff, the trap or whatever, and Steve goes out there with the bat to be the bait,
yeah,
and then like I'm like, wait a minute, something feels wrong here. And then like the kids are looking around and they start seeing other ones, and I'm like, oh, there's
yeah,
multiple. Holy crap! Like, oh man, like the stuff with Will, man, like the first half of the season was kind of hard for the Will stuff. Like it didn't seem like it, but now it's clicking. It's really starting to click the last half of the season. So by the end, I think I am still gonna like it better than season one. People
I
really hate on
think
season two. And I will
yeah. And I
say,
don't.
I don't know what other thing I wanted to point out about it. I think it's season two, but I only got 2 episodes left. So unless they're gonna just really divert and do a one-off episode and then come back to the main plot, the thing with Elle's sister that she goes and meets in the city, is that two or three? Because that's a horrible episode. I'll agree with everyone. Like that's like the worst episode of the series. Um,
That's season two.
I thought that was two. That hasn't happened yet, and we're on episode
Are
seven
you
out of
sure?
8. So I don't know.
Well, I think it is a seven, and then because at the I don't want to spoil. Well, you already know,
I've seen
but
it. Yeah,
there's the one where they're all in the. What I remember, they're all bunched up in a house. The dogs are all like trying to get in. Steve's there with a bat. I'm like, okay, like my guy, Steve's about to gonna have to go ham. Like these guys are dead, and then Elle like walks it, like obliterates them and walks in with her like whole get up on after being with her sister. That's the beginning, or that's like either end of episode 7 or beginning of 8. But that's what. So I guess that's in between there, the sister thing. But
Okay.
this is what I want to compare it to right now, because what you're bringing up. Because I think everyone else who likes season 1 and
Hmm.
every season after, which the seasons after are good, but 2 has always been my favorite. Is these people? A lot of people like Elle a lot, and I'm not an Elle guy. I don't think you. I think you like Elle, but she's not like your top person. Not mine
She's up there.
either.
She's not. She might be top. She's probably top 5, but probably
Maybe,
not top 3.
maybe.
No, she's not
And
top
she's
3.
listen. She's not. She might be top 5, and she's not 1, 2, 3, or 4. Like she's not.
Maybe.
She's no. There's no way.
Well,
All right.
okay.
Let's just say Steve,
Steve. I like Dustin. Dustin's my second,
Dustin,
and then
Hopper,
yes, those are my 3. Yeah. Um,
Murray.
Murray's great, but he's like a side person.
I
So
don't
then
care.
then
He's the best.
he's
character.
funny, but like Ella's
He's
such a better
hilarious.
character.
I don't know.
Ella's a good character.
Murray's. I'm putting Murray over L.
He's
But
just
anyway,
comic relief.
so we're not L people, and I think that's
Well,
why we like
don't say it like she's not my
But
favorite, but she's up there. I like Elle, especially later.
Season two. Stay with me now.
Mm-hmm.
They give her the Last Jedi treatment, where a lot of people hate Last Jedi, and
I like
they
Last
say
Jedi.
that I like Last Jedi too, but they say that the whole casino planet storyline is pointless and stupid. Me personally, I'm fine with it
No,
because
no,
I didn't wait.
that's the
wait,
one
wait,
problem with that movie.
Wait, because
And the Force.
I didn't
stuff
like
in space.
I didn't like Finn in The Force Awakens. I didn't like Finn and Rey really in The Force Awakens, their friendship and all that. Like I just wasn't buying it. It was feeling forced. And I like The Last Jedi because it forced Rey on her own and the duality with Kylo Ren. And to do that, they had to ship Finn off to some random planet with Joy. And they kind of did that with L, where they said, like, all right, we're going to focus over here on Will and everything going on over here. L, you go over there and do that. And I think that's why we like it more, because it did kind of take L a little bit out of the picture.
I mean, I like it more than 1, I think, but I don't. I don't agree with this take at all. I like Elle. Like I firmly like Elle. I don't like her that much in season 1, but she kind of doesn't do much in season. She does.
The end
She's
of
important.
season 2, she's really. I like her at the end of season 2. I do.
I'm looking forward to
but then
that.
She does some stupid.
Season
she does some
3, she is
stupid stuff.
annoying with the mall stuff or whatever. But also, Mike is being super annoying in season 3.
The mall, but also remember beginning of
Oh,
season
so
4.
good. The mall is peak, man.
Remember the beginning of season 4 when she's living with Joy? Is it not Joy? Joyce? Joy?
Oh yeah, she does. Doesn't yeah? I think she does because Hopper's gone. So they
takes
like
the
take her in.
skate to the girl. Like
Oh yeah. I mean, oh yeah. Elle's got. She's like She has like no social development because she spent years in a lab.
yeah,
So she
I don't know,
needs,
but
but man,
friends don't
Joy
hurt.
Joyce might be
Friends
number
don't
4.
lie.
It's either Joyce and Elle are like 4 and 5. Just kind of.
I would put Joyce over L.
Joyce is great. Like man, Joyce is like, especially
She goes
season
right after
season
her.
1 and 2. I'm not gonna lie, it's almost getting a little bit of a problem with me with Joyce though. Like season 1 Joyce, she might be the best character in the season. No, Hopper. Hopper is the best in season 1, and then probably
Hopper's
Joyce.
fantastic.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, Hopper's fantastic.
Yeah, Hopper's great. Season 2, Joyce is still good, but she's pulling a. I can't remember Cedric Diggory's dad from Harry Potter. Did you say you just rewatched those recently? Yeah, she's doing the. She keeps saying, "What's wrong with my boy? Why can't you find out what's wrong with my boy? Why can't anyone tell me?" And she just keeps talking about, like, screaming about my boy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like at first, I'm like, okay, oh yeah, that's Joyce. She's doing that, but like, it's getting a little performative at where I'm at in the
She was
season.
annoying in season 1. I do remember that.
But I do agree with certain people's takes we've heard that you can't kill Will in the final season. because, but
I don't.
not for
So
Will. Like Will might be like I like Will's story a lot. I really want them to bring it home in the final season because for the last few, I feel like he's really gotten a back seat, and it's made me kind of just not care. Like last season was very like they had the stuff with like Will and the Mike thing and like Will's stuff going on there, but um there hasn't really been like Will's had like 2 seasons of like I don't remember anything happened to him in
nothing.
3. Like nothing's going on with
Yeah,
Will.
no.
It's
I
been
think it
like
was just the mind player was.
which was huge in season 2, and then they kind of started focusing on it. But like last season was a lot of focus on Lucas
Tell
and um,
Max.
Max. Yeah, Lucas and Max got a ton of stuff, and like I really liked their arc last season. That was fantastic.
They're all right. Anytime you do
Excuse me.
romance for like teens,
Yeah, I
young
mean it's
teens
yeah, it's
especially,
cringe or whatever. But I'm
it's
saying like
always
they're
gonna
at their
be
actual
like
like development. I like big hot take time. I like the whole power of friendship thing. I like that trope in a lot of stuff.
it depends. It
If it's
depends.
earned, for
If it's
sure.
earned,
Like
Thunderbolts
Thunderbolts,
earned.
fantastic, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Um, I can't think of another one where they've done it recently, but yeah, you get the point. But yeah, Stranger Things. Looking forward to the last season. I'm hoping I can get the other ones finished up by then. Um,
Yeah. What is your just to finalize it, what's like your ranking of the seasons that are out right now?
I would really want to finish. Like
Without finishing, you just
it.
gotta just
Okay,
go for it.
it might change after I finish my rewatch before the new season comes out. But right now, 3 is my number one, and I hope 5 can compete because 3 to me 3 is just fantastic. Like I love all the hype. I love the feel of 3 with the mall and the Scoops Ahoy and like the secret Russians and all the neon and Billy's arc in 3 is like Billy is I forgot they were even in season 2. Like
Yeah, that's where I start.
cuz like nothing I feel like nothing substantial like happens with their characters really kind of
Yeah.
nothing like they both well
Nothing crazy.
I don't know if
They get
Max
some.
has anything that happens in 3, but in 2 Max has development, but Billy's just kind of there to be a racist douchebag. um
Yeah.
and then in season 3 he's like a pseudo antagonist for
Yeah.
like 90% of the season, and then he pulls a 180, which like he's still like a scumbag or whatever. Like that's not like really enough
But you
redemption.
resonate more when you find out his backstory
Yeah,
as
for
well.
sure. And like I like my favorite like I don't give him this yet, but the reason that I love Steve so much, my favorite characters are always the bad guy who
Redemption
turns
arc.
good. Redemption arc. I love redemption arcs all day. It's a
Yeah.
trope that I don't really get tired of. I love it
But you know what with
if it's
Steve
earned.
is also great is like I feel like a lot of redemption arcs. What makes Steve great is in season one, in school and all, he's the cool like guy. He's the guy at the school.
Hmm.
Everybody wants to be Steve. Everybody loves Steve. Like he's the coolest guy
Yeah,
in school.
he's the king,
And in every
King
season
Steve.
after, he's becoming a
He's the
dad to
babysitter.
these
Yes,
kids. He's
yes,
the
he's so good.
babysitter.
He's the baby.
He's a
Yes,
dweeb,
he's so
but
good.
you love him for it.
I will say,
And that's what,
like, I think the one thing this show could do that will break me is to kill Steve.
and
Like, I don't think I think I can be on board with every other character dying or whatever, and it'd be sad and it'd give me or whatever. But like, that I will hate that.
if Steve if Steve dies and says something like "Good luck, Henderson" or something like that, if he dies and Jonathan and
Nancy get
what's her
together.
face end up together, like just
I
burn it.
I can't tell who I don't know. It's weird because I'm over halfway through season 2 right now. I remember in like the rest of the show thinking like the parts that I liked after not liking season 1 originally. I remember thinking that like, oh, I want Steve to get Nancy. I want Steve to get the girl, even though I like Jonathan, but I like Steve more, so I want him to get the girl. But like watching season 1, I was like, Steve's too good for you. Like I don't know, like I don't know. And in
Yeah.
season 2, I'm like, maybe I don't want him to get the girl anymore. But also like it's not like Jonathan and Nancy are both good, but I
I don't
like Steve
want
so much
either
more.
one. Honestly, I don't want either one to get Nancy. I don't. I really don't think she's good enough for Steve. But also, Um, in that vein, I just wouldn't want Steve to die, and the
Mhm.
girl that he wants ends up with, Jonathan. It's not like, oh, I wish he would end up with Nancy. It's just like, I don't want you to die, and the girl you want ends up with Jonathan. I'd rather you just,
I
but
just
whatever.
yeah.
So you
So
have
I'll do
three
three.
at the.
Yeah, I'll do three. Man,
I think, I imagine you're debating between 4 and 2.
at this point, I am debating between one, four, and two, because four has some of the highest highs, but
I was about to
with the
say
Eddie
that.
stuff, but also has like I think the stuff like in the bunker or in the middle of the desert or whatever. I think that's probably the low. Well, other than the sister episode in two,
The
the bunker
bunker,
stuff in four in the
as
desert is like the
well as
lowest point in the show.
the basketball bully team. Like, I didn't care about them at all.
Basketball
The
bullies.
the bully, the
Oh,
blonde
oh yeah, yeah,
basketball
yeah, yeah,
player.
yeah. Hmm.
Like, I
That's in
didn't care about
four.
them at all.
Um,
Yeah. But as far as like the highs,
I
the
I didn't
Vecna
mind that
and
because oh yeah,
horror
yeah.
aspect was fire. The clock ticking and all, like,
Man, it's probably three. It's probably three, then four, then two, then one. I don't know. And the
wow.
highs are good. It's either you. Four and two are both in the middle. One is good. I don't know. I really I need to finish two, because if two stays at the quality it's at right now where I'm at, then it's going to then one's going to
Well,
surpass two for me.
I'm just
But
gonna say it now. There's certain things with three that, like, three, is good, but there are certain things, like with Lucas's sister, that I was just getting very annoyed with.
oh, she's
Um,
hilarious.
but there's certain things that they do that I'm like, come on, like, you gotta be in terms of, like, there's no way they would get away with that, or like, how did they not see them, things like that. So, I don't know, three was just that was just some criticisms I had of three, but I would probably put two at the top, then three, then four, then one. But like you said, four has the highest of highs. I don't know if there's a time that has made me
Uh, mm,
uh as scared with Stranger Things as when, the grandfather clock is ticking, and you're like, what's, like, where is he? Like, where's Vecna?
I'm trying to
And
remember that.
Chrissy.
Yeah, Chrissy,
Yeah.
wake up. I don't like. Did you hear
Yeah.
the remixes that people made of Eddie singing that?
People
Yeah,
made a
it's
bunch.
so good.
Yeah. It's
Um, I do. You said one thing there. I just want to we can wrap up with the Stranger Things stuff because I want to ask about movies this year before we go. But last Stranger Things thing though, just to wrap up that thought, you said that it has the highest highs. I don't think so. I think that four has like really good highs, but I think three has the highest highs, and that's why I like three the best.
I
Like
think, well, I say that because
I
I think Vecna gave a long needed antagonist. And I know, like, the Mind
mhm,
Flayer and
yeah.
things like that are antagonists, but you need that self-aware, intelligent antagonist that I think he and, like, it just gave you a sense of hopelessness. Like, when the music's playing
And Max is getting
beyond.
lifted, and you're yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and we don't even know what can hurt this dude. Like, it was
Mhm.
beyond what we had experienced in the previous season, and that's why I say highs to
Yeah.
highs. It's just because, like,
No, I agree. All that stuff is super high. My only rebuttal is I think my favorite scene, and I mean I really like the mall and the aspect and the neon, the Scoops Ahoy. I like all that, and the Russians underneath. It's ridiculous, but it's so fun. Um,
yeah,
the Russians underneath the mall and all that. But I think I honestly am trying to think if there's any scenes like specific scene that I think is better than the meat monster coming after them. And they're in the car, and Dustin has to
never
sing
ending
"Never Ending
story.
Story," and everyone is listening. Everyone's got the radios, and they're different. It's like all the stories are coming together, and they're all on the radio at the same time or whatever. They're listening, and Dustin has to get the key to like fix everything. And so like Hopper is getting ready to die, like everything's getting ready to happen, and they're all like waiting for this information, and Dustin has to
Yeah,
sing "Never Ending Story" while all this chaos is happening. It is
I
just
mean,
so peak. I love it.
so you could look at that and say like that's great. Me, I love it. I laughed. I enjoyed it. But I'm not gonna put that as high because I'm like this is ridiculous. But
Yeah,
I get
that's
what you're
perfectly
saying.
fair. That's perfectly
Yeah,
fair. Yeah, it's just I think that
it's I love that scene though.
when
I
I
agree.
think of
I agree.
Stranger Things scene, like what's my favorite? It's probably that one. Like that's just seared into my brain.
I
Um,
think I think I do go to like me personally. My favorite scene is probably the Demodogs. Just because I remember when that happened, it was almost felt like almost like a zombie apocalypse was about to happen
yeah,
when you see them all come. You get that feeling of like, oh my gosh, this is about to like take over the whole place. But
yeah.
anyway,
Okay,
yeah,
now moving on. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Because
movies
this
this
is
year.
yeah, because this is just kind of like a we've talked about Stranger Things for like at least 30 minutes, which is
Yeah, we
crazy.
talked a lot.
But one thing I want to do because this is supposed to be like an intro or whatever, just kind of getting the feet wet type of thing. I want to talk about movies this year, for instance, and then maybe in the next episode, like we can talk about like TV shows because I know we've talked privately about that. And we could talk about some of those next time from this year that we've really liked and stuff. But movies this year, I want to find out. We could do like maybe a top three each of us from that we've seen so far. But mainly, I want to know like what do you think your favorite movie is so far, and what's your most anticipated for the rest of the year? Because I think we're gonna have different answers,
Let's
probably for
put
both.
also let's put also in the category worst movie you've seen this year because I have a candidate.
Oh, okay, I need to double check that there's not any I'm forgetting though.
I need to see.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
look these up. I'm gonna look up
Do you use
2025.
ChatGPT or use Google to look this stuff up? By the way.
Using Google. All right. 2025. Oh, yeah. Okay. I know. I immediately. I saw something. I know what the worst movie I've seen this year is for sure.
I think we're gonna have.
We maybe we have the.
Uh,
Oh yeah, we should do. Yeah, we should do a worst movie too for sure. But we're definitely gonna have We
I,
might. Maybe we
I,
won't have different movies. Maybe I don't know.
hmm. Okay.
All right. So which one do you want? You want to start with worst or best or most anticipated for the rest of the year?
I guess we could do. All right. Let's just start out with worst because I think I gotta talk about it.
Okay,
So
you
you want
want to
me?
go first? Go ahead. What you got for me?
The I don't know if you've seen this yet. I don't know if you've seen the others.
Oh, I think I just saw what you're about to talk about. I have a feeling. I have a feeling.
28 years later.
Oh no, that's not at all what I thought you were gonna say. Um. Okay. Okay. Cool.
I don't know if I've ever been shocked by a movie. And not when I say shocked, like I don't mean like I can't believe that they just did that or like, um nothing in the movie like plot twist wise was like that's crazy. But it was so weird. Have you seen the other 28 days
I
later, 28
we
weeks
wanted to
later?
go see 28 years, but Emily apparently had seen at least the first one. I had never seen any of them, and they were on sale on Fandango at home, and we do that for a lot of movies.
28 Days is one of the best zombie movies of all time. It's a really good movie.
It's pretty good.
Um, 28 Weeks I watched a couple months ago and it was okay. I was a little disappointed just because like I don't know, it was a little far fetched. You haven't seen it, so I'm not really gonna go into it. But um, I don't like movies when I don't like for 28 Weeks Later. I don't like movies. I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. 28 Years Later. I'm just gonna move on to that. Um, the man who made this was on crack. Like this was so weird in certain choices scenes they were showing in the middle of it and then the ending I know what they're referencing from earlier in the movie but it still is so weird and also I hate when there's characters especially young characters who you know so I know you're going to talk about this. I know you're going to talk about this. So let me just bring this up. World Rebirth, Jurassic World Rebirth. I know you're gonna.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
So, so remember when the guy's like about he's like gonna shoot the Mosasaurus and Scarlett Johansson's like, "Are you ready to shoot that with like 18 knots of wind in your face?" And he's just like, "Okay, here you go." And he gives it to her because she's supposed to be like a pro at this, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And then she shoots and misses, and it's just like, What were you talking about?" So that basically happens in 28 years later, where this brat kid has gotten lucky, and he's gotten so many people killed in this movie. He's gotten so lucky, has not done anything, and then at the end of the movie he's just like, I'm ready to live out on my own in this zombie land. And it's like, dude, you are gonna die. Literally his first day he's cooking
I gotta
something.
see this movie.
It's so bad, and you're gonna, and when I research it, like what happened with this movie, when I look it up, it's just a bunch of British people being like, "Oh, there's a lot of things you're not gonna understand because you're not from Britain." And I'm like, I don't care if like there's nothing. They're not talking about like, put it in the boot. Talking about like put it in the trunk. Like they're not. These aren't British innuendos or anything like that. Like I'm talking about like there's just stupid decisions being made the whole movie, and I really can't explain it. It's just a bad movie. Like I'd never watched a movie, and I watched it with a decent amount of people. I watched it with like 6 other people, and everyone walked away being like, "This might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen."
Interesting.
So, and it's got a star cast. I mean, Aaron Taylor
Oh
Johnson and
yeah,
Ralph Fiennes.
yeah.
Like
I heard it was
that's
it
great.
was pretty decent, but I don't remember who I heard that from.
No,
Um, but yeah, I mean, I want to
I'll leave
watch
it
it.
there.
I want to watch it to try it. There's a lot of movies that came out this year that I wanted to see that I didn't end up seeing yet.
That was one of them for me. I want to see it,
Um,
and I didn't see it, and then I had to watch it after.
all right, so okay, so that's your worst.
That's
Is
my
20
worst.
28
Your
years.
worst.
Is
We all know
Jurassic
what it
World
is.
Rebirth? Yep, Jurassic World Rebirth is the worst. It is by far the worst Jurassic movie. Jurassic Park is my favorite movie, and it is my favorite
Is
franchise.
is Rebirth worse than Fallen Kingdom?
Oh yeah, way worse,
Okay.
way worse. Like it's just not even comparable. I would say Fallen Kingdom is like
At at least the beginning of Fallen
Fallen
Kingdom is pretty solid.
Fallen Kingdom is like okay. We'll talk about this next time if we want.
Okay.
But you know my thoughts about the Spider-Man movies. You know how I think this is just for you. Viewers don't get to understand this yet. No one's gonna listen to this anyways. Episode 1, but
100K subscribers.
we'll get there. So I would say that like Fallen Kingdom is like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 for me,
No.
in my opinion.
Oh,
Like
to me,
no, I'm saying like the way
Fallen
like
Kingdom to
in my
you
ranking of the
is like
Spider-Man in my
incredible.
ranking of the Spider-Man movies, like
Okay.
in the same kind of area to that ranking of the Jurassic World movies or like the
Yeah.
quality of them, I would say it's like that. Like it's like at the bottom of my list. Um, it's bad, but then I would I'd say like that if I were to compare it to like the comparison with Rebirth would be okay. Now we're including Spider-Man Lotus, like like just no, just
I have a I have a take on Spider-Man Lotus.
you have you watched Spider-Man Lotus? I've always seen
I
clips. I
actually
haven't actually watched
I
it.
actually watched it. I know what
Uh,
you're talking about though. Yeah.
but yeah, but it's like I just didn't give it the time. I
Like this
did
is awful.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I hate Rebirth with a passion. It's the only like I can't believe that there is a Jurassic movie that's out that I have seen several times, like in Walmart and stuff that I don't own. Like
Yeah.
I own all the other movies several times over. I have like every quality of the movie. Like I have like the DVDs all back there in my room. Got all the DVDs. I have all the Blu-rays. I have all the 4Ks. Like I have like different collections of them or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
love this series. I've bought ones that I don't even like multiple times because they have like different versions of them or whatever that I just like the versions and stuff like that. Um, and I can't bring myself to buy this movie.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I hate it. I don't understand. It drives me like absolutely crazy how much people like this movie.
Yeah, I
I hate
agree.
it.
It's very annoying.
I hate it.
It
Like I
doesn't
can
make sense.
understand not liking, because I don't like Fallen Kingdom very much. I think Fallen Kingdom is a pretty bad movie. Um,
Dom-
I think
it's
Dominion
tough.
is bad with good parts.
Nostalgia bait.
Yeah, which I like nostalgia bait. I'm a fan. Service me, whatever.
Yeah, I'm good
Um,
with that.
but
Everything else,
like I don't mind people talk about like the bug thing doesn't bother me because that kind of stuff was in the books. Uh,
care. I don't want it. It's a dinosaur movie. Give me dinosaurs.
Also, there's
Anyway,
also big problem I have with Rebirth, which I did watch it twice to make sure that I hate it. I do hate it, but I I like it a little bit more than I initially did. Just that's not saying much, but on my initial watch, I thought every single monster in it was a hybrid. That is not the case. Like that's always my like I hate the hybrid stuff.
yeah,
And I thought that there was a line in there about like all of them being like that. This island's basically just all the bad hybrids that were too
yeah.
dangerous. So that's my first watch take. That was my first takeaway. That's not the case. There are several dinosaurs in there that are not hybrids. They just took a lot of creative
Yeah,
liberties with the way they look.
Spinosaurus, the T Rex,
The Spinosaurus is not a
Mosasaurus.
hybrid. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. Like yeah, what you're talking about.
they
So
babified the Spinosaurus.
that makes me um a little bit more lenient or accepting of it. That's fine. Um, but initially, I abhorred it because I thought everything was hybrids, which is just like the worst thing. Dominion, I rewatched it after Rebirth. I rewatched Dominion to get the taste out of my mouth. Um, and it's so
Just
much better.
solidified it in there
It's so
because
much
it was like
it's so much better. But I don't think there's not a single hybrid in Dominion. It's the only world movie with no hybrids in it, which is just a
huh.
huge like check mark for me. There's different types that you don't see before. Like there's different
There's a lot of
raptors.
bugs.
There are bugs, but again, those are in the books.
Don't care.
Like they do that kind of stuff in the books. But anyway, so yeah, okay. Now moving on after my diatribe of talking all the
I agree
Rebirth
with you.
slander.
That movie was horrendous,
Movie was terrible.
and it sucks that it made a lot of money because they're just gonna make another one just like it to make the same amount.
All right, what's your favorite movie so far from this year that you've seen?
I think when I was looking at it, it's tough without knowing like exactly like what I've seen that's came out this year, but just from what I can tell, I think it's probably gonna be Thunderbolts.
Ooh,
Um,
interesting.
I didn't see Tron Ares, and I heard that was bad.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
Um,
I've never seen any of the Tron movies, so I wasn't really interested.
yeah, I think I'd say Thunderbolts. I think we're gonna have similar where um, it's tough. I think my top one is Thunderbolts. For all the Thunderbolts, it was the reason why I love it
Not
is
Brave New
because
World.
listen, Brave New World is beautiful, but I think with Thunderbolts, why I love it is it was the first time in a while that we got a real movie as an MCU movie. Like this movie could have not been an MCU movie. It could have been, secret agents that did this stuff or whatever, and it still would have been seen as a good movie.
It also would have been
Um,
really strong in Phase One. I've been rewatching like Phase One stuff.
yeah,
Like some of these movies are very hit and miss, and this would have been a
Phase One
very
is.
strong. Yeah, there's a lot of dumpster
But
fire in Phase One.
that's enough. We'll save that for next, or we'll table that because I disagree. But anyway,
Now I
I
don't
just
think that
because
I think you should watch Phase
I
One.
think
I don't think you can just jump
I
into Avengers
have
like some people.
I have I have watched Phase, but anyway, I think it was nice that like I'm not one of those people like, oh, mental health is something we need to focus on, but like it
You
was nice
should.
how they
You should.
how they did it. It was nice how they did it in a way where, you know, they conveyed it in a way where it wasn't like in your face. All within the storyline. They had like little things in there. So like one of the things that I notice is um every time USA agent what's his name? Walker.
John Walker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John Walker. Every time he would talk to Sentry, whatever, he'd say, Bobby, get us out of here, Bobby, and every time he would get mad at him, even when he wasn't being a jerk. If he just said Bobby, you could just see the look on Sentry's face, like
Yeah.
he didn't really like that. And if you were watching through the dream scenario, his dad called him Bobby, like in every scenario. So that's nobody else calls him Bobby besides Walker and his dad, so that's why it just kind of like triggered something in him. So just like little things like that, where like you could see the actual like vision and artist of the director,
Hmm.
unlike that we'd seen from MCU movies recently, where it just seems like slop recently.
Yeah.
It seemed like a guy who actually had a story he wanted to tell and got complete buy-in from the actors and crafted it beautifully. I loved Thunderbolts, but that's all I got.
Thunderbolts is your favorite one so far that you've seen. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that take. Um, I think it's crazy, like how good Thunderbolts is, and in my opinion, it's not even the best MCU movie we got this year. That's
That's
crazy to
crazy.
me. Cause,
That's crazy. I
'cause,
think
man,
it's not crazy, but I think when you look back, I know you're obviously we know what you're gonna say.
actually, no, I don't know how to preface it because the thing is, like, I
Brave New
think,
World.
no, like, I think my favorite so far is gonna be real basic because this movie has a lot of problems, but I think just the nostalgia and things I loved about it were so strong that I don't think it's the best movie this year. Is it? Wait, are we doing best movie or favorite? I think we're doing favorite, right?
We can just do your top three favorite movies this year.
Well, you only did one, so I don't want to like hijack it.
Well, I thought we'd go one to one, and then after that we can just ramble off because mine
Okay,
are nothing stood out to me so far this year, to be honest, besides Thunderbolts.
interesting. There, I love Thunderbolt. Thunderbolts is at least in my top five, if not top three. It probably is top three so far. I think it's gonna get knocked out, but
Oh, one other thing with Thunderbolts, I sorry,
no, you're good.
because we listened to a place that talks about this. We listened to a podcast that talks about this.
Oh yeah, we do.
Um, yeah, we do. A lot of people complain about this. Oh, the power of friendship. Oh, it took down Sentry. You know how
So good.
stupid those people sound? They said like, "Oh, let's all give him a hug," and he beats him.
The new,
Those people
yeah,
would be complaining quadruple as much
if it was a big
if these
CGI battle.
band of
Yep,
misfits
beat
took
Century. Yeah.
down Sentry.
Oh yeah.
They'd be like, "How did he? He's got all the
Hmm.
Avengers powers in one. How did he take him down?"
Hmm.
And so they find a way for him to beat
Hmm.
himself and actually
Yeah.
control. And I'm like, that is beautiful. And if you guys disagree, I can't help you,
Yeah.
but you're wrong.
Also, I don't know if you've
Okay.
seen people saying this about stuff. I feel like this is like the big trendy thing to say right now, but I'm gonna say it. Like every time a show or a movie comes out and people complain about something, and then other people actually understand like where it came from. Like a huge complaint about fans lately I've been seeing is that people just don't have media literacy, and that's just another case that like
I think
the
that's true
whole
to a point.
time, the whole movie's building up to that. Like that's what everything's been about. Like yeah, I 100% agree. Like and like I don't mind the power. I think earlier I even said I like power of friendship. Like, but there are
Yeah.
it's definitely overdone. I'll agree with everyone on that. But that
I've
is it wasn't overdone in that movie. That's how
I've
you
watched
do
that
it.
movie. I've watched that movie 3 times, and every time he's beating the Black Void, and he starts laughing, and you see his
The teeth,
teeth.
yeah, it's a good shot.
Goosebumps
It's a good
every
shot.
time. It is so
Okay,
good.
all right. So, well, all right. So before I do mine, then, what you said we'll both do a top three. Just rattle off your other two. You don't have to do a
Okay,
diatribe
so
on.
I'm just gonna give like it'd be Fantastic Four at two. Fantastic Four, you're gonna talk about a great movie. I really, really liked it. Certain things that I wish they had done better in terms of beating Galactus. Just in hindsight, looking back at it, of like the trap is like literally like laid out in front of him. Kind of like you probably could have done a little bit better than that. But like the movie as a whole, I liked. I miss my Johnny Storm being a lady killer. You know, being a playboy type. I like that Johnny Storm. But everything
You've
else,
seen like heartthrobs in the '80s, right? They all kind of look like dorks. So, eh.
I don't. Yeah, but you gotta give. I want the vibes. I'm not talking about the looks. I'm talking about like the vibes.
Yeah,
He was a respectable guy. And listen,
sure.
there's nothing wrong with that. But like Johnny Storm, I want you to be like a hothead type guy who's like who is hitting on everybody. That's his character. Anyway,
And then
the
number three.
I thought
Oh,
the movie
okay.
was good. Um, Superman's up there. Superman was okay. I have some problems with it.
Is that your number three?
Just I'll put that at 3.
Okay.
Two quick honorable mentions. The Amateur was actually pretty solid. I don't know if you saw it. Rami Malek.
No,
Um,
I haven't even heard of this. I don't think.
I think it came out this year. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of like he's just a tech guy who works for the government. He's trying to find people that killed his wife in like a terrorism act, and
Interesting.
he's like taking people out with all these in interesting ways because he's not a gun guy. So like he's
Oh,
you
I
know
did see trailers for this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know
yeah
that came out.
it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. And then last one, you've seen this, I think, is the last Mission Impossible.
Oh no, you like
Wait,
that
wait,
movie?
wait. I no. Here's the thing. I did
Oh,
not like the last one.
I
This
didn't
one I
either.
thought was better than the last one. So that's all why I put it up there. But um, I would put
Yeah,
Superman over both those. I
yeah.
think.
We're gonna have to rank the Mission Impossibles at some point. Um,
Yeah.
but I need to rewatch all of them before I do that.
I need to rewatch some of them,
Um,
not all.
so my number one. Well, I guess I'll go 3, 2, 1 then and end on it.
Yeah, go ahead.
My
Well, yeah.
man,
We're probably gonna say movies.
probably good. It might be the same because Thunderbolts was really good. I guess honorable mentions.
But that what that means if it's the same movie, we don't know
It's not
movies
going to be the
then.
same movie.
We're just no, I meant like same
It's the same
movies. Like
3.
if
Yeah,
it's the
well,
same
okay,
3,
but we,
then
we preface this
we're just
immediately. We preface this right at the beginning. We're nerds. We like nerd
yeah.
movies, but we like other stuff.
Like you
Um,
mean to tell me you didn't put Mickey 17 up there? Like shut up.
I saw Mickey 17. Not gonna lie.
I heard it wasn't good.
I didn't like it. No, I went to see it with Levi. I asked Levi. There was 2 movies this year that I
Oh,
asked Levi to go to.
I
There
can't
was
believe
Novocaine, which is an honorable mention. Novocaine is hilarious. That movie is awesome.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not a Jack Quaid guy.
Ah, man.
Huey. Huey.
Well, yeah, I
Um,
get people don't like
I
from the
can't
boys
believe I
or whatever.
forgot. Just put this right below Superman, above Amateur. Weapons. Weapons was solid.
Yeah, I
Wasn't
saw that
great. It
one. I
was
was wondering
solid.
about that. I haven't seen it.
It's solid.
I think it's on stuff now. I could watch it. I need to
It's
watch
good.
that and Sinners. I haven't seen Sinners.
Sinners.
Um,
I'm gonna put that. I'd put it below Weapons.
Yikes! It's crazy. Apparently, it's like
I'm
super
a
good. I need to see
racist.
it.
I'm a
Apparently,
racist.
between that and something else he said earlier that I don't remember. I looked at the camera. I'm like, oh, there's something else he said. I don't remember what it was.
I don't like Lucas. I think you were like, okay.
I don't think it was that. I forget what it was.
Oh,
Oh, it
Finn.
was Finn. You were talking about like, oh yeah, I don't like Finn, and I'm like,
I
what?
like Finn and Poe. I liked Finn and Poe together. I thought their friendship was good. I
Yeah,
would
like
not
yeah, I
put
think they're
the
great
Rey
characters,
Finn.
but I like the only thing I don't like about Finn was that I preferred Kylo as a love interest to Rey. That's the only like negative thing about Finn for
Yeah.
me. Um,
So with your number
okay,
3.
number 3. I'm just making sure. Man, it might. You know what? Because man, I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, my honorable one mentions Novocaine. Because I really like that movie. But I had to think like, can that beat Thunderbolts for me? And it can't. So I think Thunderbolts is going to be my number 3. I'm looking at my previous bookings and stuff, trying to make sure I didn't miss any like highlights or whatever. I'm not seeing anything. But yeah, it's going to be Thunderbolts as number 3 for pretty much all the reasons you said. Liked it. It was really good. And then Fantastic Four at 2. I think Thunderbolts is great. I think it's at least like an 8 or 8.5. I think Fantastic Four, like, the only reason I can't say it's perfect, I think that Fantastic Four is the best MCU movie just as a whole, like, has its own little package since Winter Soldier. I think is your audio working?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just want to
I
make
just
sure
said
you
wow.
you lit up there, so I wanted to check on that.
Yeah, I just said wow.
Okay.
That's a hot. I think that's a okay.
I don't know. I watched that movie at least twice in theaters, and I could not find anything to dock at actual points. There are little nitpicks, like you said, like things could be like a little bit better. Probably the biggest one for me, honestly, is just like that scene where Galactus is stretching Reed out. Like, why is that a big
Yeah.
deal? I do have a problem with that. It's a
Yeah.
nitpicker, but like the pacing, like the character, like everything about. I think that movie, like, there's no part of that movie that drags for me. That movie is just like, it's not
I
flawless,
have
but
to
it's as
rewatch
close
it.
to flawless as I have gotten in an MCU movie since Winter Soldier. Like, I think I rewatched Winter Soldier. I don't even know if that's a 10 to me. I think it's better than Fantastic Four for sure. It's not even that's not my favorite MCU movie, but I do think it's the best. And I rewatched it like a year or two ago, thinking like, okay, is it still really that good, or is it all just hype? And no, it's good. Like, I think that it it kind of slows down a little bit at the very end with the is it Zola stuff or whatever, like
Yeah.
the AI guy. I think that
I like
little
that
bit,
though.
I like it, but I think that it's just not nearly as. I feel like it takes like a half step down just at the very end. Like, it doesn't. I don't think it like sticks the landing. I think it like lands a little bit early, and then it just has like a little like a tuck and roll after that, and it's just like, oh, the tuck and roll could have been better, but it's fine. So I don't think I would give it a 10 out of 10, but I think I'd give it at least a 9.5 if I was going like minuscule numbers or whatever. It'd be like 9.6 or 7 or whatever, but I don't really do that. Whereas if I, with all the nitpicks or whatever that I could have with Fantastic Four, I'd give it at least a 9.5. Just I would put it like one notch under Winter Soldier as far. I think that those are the best two overall like quality movies in the MCU.
Okay.
You can have your, everyone's got their problems with, Endgame and stuff like that. And I think we're both on the same page about like which one's better between like Endgame and Infinity War, things like that. We'll talk about that later.
Hmm.
We'll get into that. But there's plenty of other stuff to be said about like basically any MCU movie, but I think that both those two are just super tight and good. But yeah, I really liked Fantastic Four. I think that's just solid. And then number one, I don't think is as good as Fantastic Four, but it's Superman because I was a huge Superman fan in high school
Mm.
and in college, and I was just a big like I love Smallville. I love Tom Welling's interpretation. I loved all that stuff. James Gunn said that he took inspiration from Smallville, and I can see it. That's one of, if not my favorite shows. It's a little cringy now, going back to it and trying to rewatch it or whatever. I can still do it, but like, it's a little bit dated.
Yeah, I know what you're
It's a little bit
saying.
dated. I don't think you've ever seen it.
I didn't. No, I know
But
what you're talking
but
about.
like, man, I love it. And like when you watch it and then compare it to like the Arrowverse shows, it's so much better. Even now, even like going back, like the Arrowverse show, like when the Arrowverse were at their peak, that's like Arrowverse, like Arrow and Flash have like each have like one or two seasons where it's actually good to decent, and those are like
Yeah.
on par with the low seasons of Smallville. It's crazy. Smallville is just peak, and I'm rabbit trailing. So back to but James Gunn said
Superman.
James Gunn is a fan of Smallville, and he said that several times, and he said that he like his interpretation of Superman like has inspiration from Smallville and stuff like that. So that plays a lot into like what he did with Superman and everything. I really like the way that came across or whatever. There's a lot of nitpicks I have with that movie. There's a lot of things I think could be better about it. It's far from perfect. I think it's probably like it's either the best or the second best Superman movie we've ever gotten. Way better than Man of Steel. I might like Superman 2 better. Both of those are like really close for me. But I think that the bar is not it's not unreachable. Like we could do better. Like we can get there. Um, I don't think that
Can we just
I don't think we've peaked yet.
can
Not
we make it a Superman movie next time?
yeah, I don't think so. That's just not what Gunn does.
They're never gonna do it because next time it's gonna be Lex and Superman, and it's
Yeah.
I know people loved it, but it felt more like people wanted to love it rather than people actually loved it.
Yeah, a lot of my love for the character is what carries that movie a little bit for me.
And that like that's fine. I get that.
But
I
it
think
could be better. It could be way
I
stronger.
think No Way Home is similar to that. Like No Way Home is a good movie. I'm not one of the No Way Home haters, but I do think the fact that we love the character so much makes us look any shortcomings there are in terms of script or development, like trying to connect. It's just like I don't care. We got the three Spider-Man in the movie. Like you're like I don't care. This is a Superman movie. I love the character. Like this
Yeah.
is great.
And to be fair,
He's able to,
I'll glaze No Way Home till the day I die. Like I love No Way
yeah.
Home. It's my
I
favorite
love
MCU
Tony too.
movie. It has problems.
Yeah,
It's still my favorite. Like I'll
yeah,
defend it.
amazing.
I'll
It's
yeah,
great.
I'm a defender. I'm not like I'm not. We've heard people talk about how like people are now like out on it or they're hating on it or like or that it's like worn off on certain groups and we're not part of that those like we both I'm sure like it. I don't know who likes it more at this point, but like it yeah, I love No Way Home. But I think like it has major things that annoy me about the plot and stuff,
Yeah,
but I love that. I rewatched it like a couple weeks ago. It's the most rewatchable MCU movie, and it's my favorite MCU movie. It's just so good that
yeah.
I think that the best. I don't know. I was gonna say it's like top five best scenes in the MCU is him on the rain on the rooftop, watching the big screen with JJ on it, crying.
That is a beautifully. I don't even want,
That's
can
the
you say
best scene of the
beautifully
movie.
shot when it's like probably all green screen? I mean, I don't know if you could say it's beautifully shot, but it's a beautiful scene.
Composed, sure, yeah. But yeah, that scene is fantastic. When seeing that in the trailer was just got me so hyped for that movie. I love that movie. Anyway, okay. And then the last one for both of us. What's your most anticipated movie of the year? Because I think we're gonna have a difference here for the rest of the year.
Um, I don't think you're gonna say this. I think you know what I'm gonna say, and because I don't think either one of us is gonna say this, I do want to see Badlands, Predator Badlands. I do want to see
Oh,
that.
okay.
I don't think you're gonna mention that. That's not what my thing. That's more like honorable mention. Um, there's some interesting things I'm hearing about it, but anyway, the one I'm excited for, and here's the thing, I know it's gonna be bad. I know it's gonna be bad, but now you see me, now you don't. Let's go.
I just got my
Let's.
tickets. I bought my
I've
tickets
been
tonight for that.
waiting. I've been waiting years for this. They had to get the guy from Dungeons and Dragons. They had to get all of these other characters that I really don't care about instead of just letting it be about the Four Horsemen. And they're gonna try and makeshift them all together. And I don't care about those people. But it's a nice, seeming movie, and I'm gonna see it. So, um, it's probably gonna be bad. I get that, but it's gonna be delicious garbage. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. No, I'll have two honorable mentions. Oh wait, what? Yeah, that's your honorable mention. No, okay, no, that wasn't your honorable mention, right?
That's my pick. Yeah,
Badlands was your honorable mention.
yeah.
I did not realize this movie was coming out this soon. I thought this was next year, but so for number one honorable mention, well, I'll say that one's one of my honorable mentions. Is Now You
Yeah.
See Me. I just got my tickets tonight. I love those movies. I'm a little concerned because I feel like there's been like no marketing for this movie. Like I haven't seen. I saw like the initial trailer, and
Listen,
that's
we
it.
know it's gonna be bad.
And also, I've never seen it. It's open. This is opening weekend. This weekend, I went to get tickets tonight while we were out for dinner.
Completely open.
Very pretty open, but that's kind of normal in my small town theater that I go to or whatever. That's pretty normal. But uh, they don't have like they have one. They don't have IMAX at my theater, but they have like one thing that's like it's like a bigger, better quality thing, whatever. You could see more of the screen. It's kind of like an IMAX ripoff type of thing. It's called GPX. It's just like a better screen, better audio, better everything. Uh, it's like an upscaled version of everything. And especially for opening release, I always go to those for the first time I see a movie. It ain't like I'll get that screen anytime I can on everything. They it's opening weekend for this movie. The only times they're using that screen for that movie are like matinee showings. Like there's like a 12 a.m. and like a 3 p.m. Everything, all the other showings are just on regular screens, and we don't. We work nights, so I'm not getting up that early to go see that. If I really like
Yeah.
it or whatever, maybe the next day or the day after. Maybe if I go see it again, I'll make a note to I want to see this on a bigger screen, make it better or whatever. If it's worth it. But I'm pretty disappointed. We had to get like a showing for later. That's just not going to be on the big screen. And like that worries me that they're not giving the premiere screen to this movie on its opening night. Excuse me. So yeah, but yeah, that's one of my honorable mentions. Another one I didn't realize it was coming out so soon. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is an honorable mention for me. I like the first one decently enough. I don't really care about this franchise in general or whatever, but I enjoyed the first one. It was a fun time. I really like Josh Hutcherson. He's one of my favorite
Yeah.
actors right now. I had a
I mean,
conversation with our other brother like a few months ago, saying like, "What if he got casted to be Batman? No one would see that coming." Yeah, that's
nobody
that.
could.
Yeah, it'd be
It's
crazy.
so short.
Yeah, he's super short. Uh, but I'm like, RDJ's short, you know. You can do
Not the
camera
same.
stuff. You can do camera stuff. I don't know. I really like Josh Hutcherson. Um, but also they need to get Markiplier. He better be in this one. He wasn't in the first one, but that's like his.
The
That's his
first
thing.
the first movie was just like okay,
Yeah, it was
but
fine.
I get what you're saying. It was fun. It was a fun time.
Yeah, yeah. Like a solid like 7.5 maybe, whatever. It was like decent. But no, my most anticipated for the rest of the year is absolutely Wicked for Good.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say
I
that. Yeah.
love musicals. Watching a few musical shows right now. We'll talk about those later some other time. But man, I love musicals. I got into like the past like 2 years has been great for me with musical stuff. Last year, I found a few musical shows that I liked, and then I watched Hamilton for the first time, which you haven't seen last I checked.
I heard it's
It's
overrated.
no. Hamilton is a 10 out of 10. Hamilton is ridiculous. Hamilton is perfect. Like the play itself is like 3.5 hours long. You can watch it on Disney Plus. The soundtrack alone is like over 2.5 hours long, I think. And I
See,
cannot
that's
tell you how many times I have listened. I have listened to that soundtrack probably at least 100 times. I know every song. Like it's so good. And it's a perfect infinity loop of all like the songs and the lyrics. They're just all so interconnected. And oh my gosh, it's so good. It's perfect. It is absolute perfection. It is the best musical of all time. It's so good. But I got into Hamilton last year. I got a few shows. I got Wicked Part One, which I did not expect to like all that. Like I thought, I'm probably gonna like this movie. I did not expect it to take over like it did. But I saw the trailers and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I feel like I'm weird for saying this, but I'm really excited for that movie. And then I saw it and I was like, holy crap, I love this movie. That was fantastic. But also, I'm a little concerned about For Good because when you think, I don't know, maybe this isn't a you thing or whatever, but like when you think, you've seen Wicked, right?
yeah.
When you think of the Wicked play, even if you've never seen the play, but you know at least a little bit about it, which I haven't seen the play, so I'm waiting to get the whole
Yeah, I haven't
story.
seen the play either. I only
Yeah,
saw the first movie.
right, same. But I've known about the play and stuff for years. When I think of Wicked, I think of Defying Gravity. That's like the ultimate song that I associate with it, and that's how the first one ends, which ends it really strongly. But now I'm like, are you gonna be able to?
Are you gonna top
Are
that?
you gonna top that? Are you gonna reach that? Or is everything gonna
Yeah.
not be as good as like is every other song for the rest of it? I don't know. It from what I'm seeing fans talk about, whatever. I guess there's still a lot of good stuff to go, and that's what I'm really hoping for. But I'm trying to avoid spoilers and stuff. I already had several things spoiled for me, but not songs. Like I don't know the songs. I've listened to the soundtrack for part one a lot, and then I even listened to like the first half of the play soundtrack that they recorded years ago or whatever, until it got to Defying Gravity. Listened to that, and then I stopped because I don't want to just to compare it, but I didn't want to like ruin anything else for me. And I think they have a few original songs they're adding in the movie too. So I'm hoping it's good. I really like musicals. I think that the cast does a really good job in it. So that's just definitely my that's my most anticipated for the year. But we have
Yeah.
been going for a while. I don't know if
Yeah.
there's a timer that shows up on your thing, but we're sitting at a little over an hour and a half right now for this.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. They get a long premiere
Yeah, we get a
episode.
long
The
premiere.
two people that watch it.
Yeah.
That'll be me and you.
Oh yeah, we got to get our views up. Got to get them views up. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and
Yeah.
wrap it here, and then that'll give us some ideas to talk about for next time, though. So, but yeah, we'll get into that.
All right.
Hopefully, I get some
Well,
cough drops or something. But all right,
Peace out, guys. This has been Mask and Cowl.
Cowl. Okay, Basket Cowl. That's us. All right, see you guys. See you next time.